The year is 2016, and for my father's birthday I was asked to take a journey through his childhood and education buildings. This is what I have done, and in the next few minutes I will tell you the most exciting tales and the life journey of an early young Rob McDonald. This is Park Royal Church, where Rob McDonald spent his kindergarten and Sunday school years, learning about all sorts of crazy things. But one thing Rob McDonald learned in these years really stood out from all the rest, and that was how to make crystal meth. In kindergarten, Rob McDonald dealt and sold crystal meth at an alarming rate, mostly to the deputy mayor of Charlottetown. The two of them got along like chums, best friends, if you would. They held hands, danced, and played on the merry-go-round. That is not code for anything. They just played on the merry-go-round. Rob McDonald, of course, did not retain this meth-cooking knowledge. After kindergarten, he was hit in the head by an elephant's foot, severed. But it was dropped from quite a substantial height, and the force knocked him out. And when he awoke, he was born anew, without the crime and without any memory of the deputy mayor. This is the site of the original Parkdale Elementary School, where Rob McDonald spent his years from grade 1 to 2. It was in those years that Rob McDonald fell in love with a very pretty girl of the name Sally Carrot Face. She was much more gorgeous than her name suggests. It was just a surname. She was born with it. Has nothing to do with her physical appearance or attractiveness at all. And there's nothing wrong with carrots. But Rob McDonald was infatuated with Sally Carrot Face, and he did everything in his power to try and date this girl. He tried to create a love potion, mixing chemicals he stole from the Parkdale Elementary chemistry lab. They had one. And he infused them together into a potion that was too chemically dangerous to be allowed in this universe or in the world at all. So when the chemicals collided, an explosion took place, and the school was left destroyed. Unfortunately, Sally Carrot Face was inside the school when the explosion occurred. So not only was the school destroyed, but Rob McDonald's heart as well. This is the second Parkdale Elementary School, where Rob McDonald spent his grade 3s to grade 6. Rob McDonald, always the troublemaker, of course did not enjoy going to elementary school, and he came up with rather the crafty solution. He disguised his neighbor's horse as himself and sent the horse to the classroom in his stead. The horse did incredibly well, of course tutored by Rob McDonald to pass all of his courses. In the end, Rob probably did more work in teaching the horse than he would have done in the classroom, but his afternoons were free to do what he pleased, such as horse riding, horse galloping, and of course, horse breeding. Come grade 6, Rob McDonald had 18 horses bred, and he sold them on the black market for a total of $70. A significant sum in those days. Welcome to Birchwood, where Rob McDonald spent his junior years of education. We have no records of what took place in this time, a period lost to history. So for the last 2 years, we've been digging up, looking for any signs of archaeological evidence of Rob McDonald existing at this school. And we have finally found it. A piece of slate, and etched in the slate are the following words: Rob McDonald, King forever of Birchwood, and ruler of the pygmy folk. We have also uncovered an ancient pygmy city underneath the walls of this school, stretching for miles underneath the entirety of Charlottetown as well. We believe Rob McDonald may have organized this group and started the foundation of their civilization in his middling years of education. Well done, Rob McDonald. And from your pygmy brethren and young civil folk, they simply have asked, please return and help us. Welcome to Colonel Gray. This is where Rob McDonald spent his high school years. High school was an interesting time for Rob McDonald. He went through a psychedelic phase, drifting in and out of consciousness in classrooms. He was known as a bit of a rebel. He started a band, a new group that they called themselves the Rockabilly Two-Timing Sissies, a great, legendary band. All of their tracks recorded on cassette tape and later burned. Did cassette tape exist in these years? I don't know. Nobody does. Quite likely they did, and if they didn't, well, the Rockabilly Two-Timing Sissies were just well ahead of their time. This is the University of Prince Edward Island campus, and it is here where Rob McDonald got his secondary education. How did he pay for this secondary education? That's the real story here. Underground, illegal, gambling cribbage rings. That's right, cribbage rings. He ran them every Wednesday night in the basement of the main building. It was here where Rob McDonald stabbed his first man. He, of course, said he had 3 15s, but he only had 2 15s. And Rob McDonald does not care for cheaters, especially in his illicit cribbage rings. So the man was stabbed once in the ankle as a warning. No one came back to cribbage next Wednesday night. So now you know a bit more about Rob McDonald, his history and past. You maybe know to avoid or console. You understand the man better, as I do. So I thank you for joining me on this journey, and I thank you, Rob McDonald, for providing such an interesting life and childhood for myself and for you as well. Thanks.